Okay, here at halftime, we've got about 3.5 minutes to go until we start again. We have switched Wi-Fi's. We are now on their Wi-Fi, just regular in the press box, and so hopefully that is kinder to us than our previous attempts. But hopefully we are good for the rest of the afternoon here. And at halftime score, 42-19, Valor Knights have the lead. If you're listening, if you could spread the word that we have started again, and that hopefully we are good for the rest of the afternoon. Technical problems, hopefully we can put those aside and just focus on the game here in this one. As 42-19 is the score once again. Valor has the lead. 2:35 on the clock left in halftime. So here we'll recap it for you for a little bit. Mostly what happened first half. Matthew 3 of 6 on PATs. Bear with 5 passing touchdowns. 4 to James, 1 to Connor, and a rushing touchdown for Duke as well. So mostly it was you could tell that the weather's kind of chilly down there. You can tell it's kind of getting to them. Both teams trying to stay warm here. Knights came out with some good offense, able to hold Azle Christian to 13 for most of the half, but ultimately Azle Christian scored right before the break, and that is when they have now cut into the lead. 42-19 is the score now, as we will hopefully stay on the air for the rest of this ball game. 45 is the mercy rule that the Knights are trying to get to with their lead, but so far right now they lead 42-19, and that is, let's do some math, a 23-point lead for the Knights. So it's a 23-point lead for Valor as we are just about ready to start the second half. About a minute to go here in the halftime period. 42-19 is the score with a minute to play. Or a minute left in halftime, rather, as both teams begin to clear the field. Azle Christian's players doing a couple of warm-up exercises out there on the field. Knights has already warmed up, but they are about ready to go out there to receive. Valor will receive, and Jake, with some technical issues throughout the first half, could you recap the first half for the people at home? Just what do we see?
Yeah, I think Azle Christian's done a great job of just kind of keeping with that run game. That run game's been really consistent. So although Valor's done a really good job of just moving down the field consistently, getting those touchdowns in, Azle's done a really good job of kind of picking apart the defense and making them run, finding those holes. And that's where a lot of their bigger players have come from, are run plays and being able to hold on the ball. But I think Valor's going to have to really improve their run defense if they want to extend their lead further to a mercy rule. I think they're going to really have to keep them scoring. They're really just going to have to hone in that defense. And offensively, I think they're pretty confident and secure in what they're doing, and I think they can continue to do that.
Yep, we got 10 minutes on the clock here now for the third quarter as we about to get set for play. Ben Brown, Jake McCormick with you live here from Hico, Texas, on the campus of Hico High School, Tiger Stadium here. Old stadium. There's a lot of stone around. Even the bleachers are mostly stone slabs with bleacher material put on top of it. So very old stadium with some old roots, but pretty new press box here. So a nice venue here in this one. Kickoff is a squib attempt, bounces out of the hands of Duke, but out of bounds, so Valor will take over possession. We will see where they spot the football as the Knights travel from right to left here on offense. Once again, probably will experience some buffering throughout the rest of this game. Sorry about that, but I believe that's just where we will be. Something, maybe it's the cloud cover or press box, something about our venue is not helping internet. We've tried several sources already, so if it is buffering, you'll just have to stick with that for the rest of the game. Here's pass out to James, swing pass. He breaks a couple of tackles before Preston Dixon wraps him up and brings him down right there at about the 35-yard line here into opponent territory, or 36 rather, at the Azle 36. Here's the Knights offense. Bear takes a snap, drops back, one-man pressure, fires, pass complete to the sideline. It's caught by Connor with the catch, and out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. Good enough for a first down. We'll spot at 31. And the Knights have first 15 as they look to keep driving. Here's Bear, drops back. 3-man protection as he goes deep now. And nearly a one-handed grab by Connor as he elevated there in the air to try and get it, but ultimately off his hands and falls to the grass, incomplete. And with 9:19 to play in the third quarter, 42-19, the Knights lead stays right there for the time being. Second down and 15, Bear rolling in the backfield, takes a snap, looks, quick throw, quick catch on the near side, dances and gets out a yard extra, puts his foot in the ground, and moves up to about the 25. We'll see. They'll put it at the 24. So at the 24-yard line, 24 yards until the end zone for the Valor Knights here at third down and about 8. Bear drops back, looks Matthew Schlappe on the throw, and it's incomplete. Looked like an out route there that Bears pass a little bit errant there, and incomplete hit for Matthew, and it brings up fourth down and about 8 upcoming. Again, I want to say thanks for tuning in. Some issues on the technical side of buffering throughout this first half, and it looks like it will continue here throughout the second half. So we do apologize for that, but unfortunately, I believe that is what we will have to deal with. Here's a pass from Bear, and it's incomplete there, intended for Duke, right at the sticks, and falls to the ground, incomplete, and a weird turnaround downs there for the Knights, and it will bring up first down and 15 for Azle Christian as they get their first drive on offense here for the Crusaders. 8:47 to go here in the third quarter. 42-19, the Valor Knights hold the lead, but Azle Christian getting the ball back. We'll see what they're able to do here in this one. Bunch formation now at the line as we come to you live. I do apologize for the buffering. Ben Brown, Jake McCormick with you here in this game. Here's a deep throw downfield near side and through the hands of Gavin Montez. Incomplete. Duke had coverage there. It was a really nice place pass from Jackson Durham, who's kind of taking over as a starting quarterback here in this one. And Nemo Crowell has not played much of the ball game. But Durham coming into this game, 50 of 73 for 996 yards, now over 1,000 passing yards. With this contest, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions coming in, and then also added about 200 receiving yards and 200 rushing yards as well, with some more touchdowns to boot off that. So he's been a really solid round player for him. Grayson Smith has also seen some touches off this game. He's got about 900 rushing yards on the season and over 1,000 passing yards. So he's been a really balanced guy for their attack, but he is Knights are doing a good job limiting him in this one as well. It looks like we've got whistles and a timeout here on second down and a 15. And Knights had a good first half, able to play some complimentary football. Probably not the greatest first half we've seen, but this Knights team a really good squad, and they lead by a score of 42-19, a 23-point advantage, and that's what ultimately that's what they've been able to stretch out to here today, and I'm going to look to extend that. But Jake starts here on defense for sure. Here we go, second down 15, following the timeout. See Cannon, James, Bennett, Luke, Duke, and Seth out there on defense for the Valor Knights. Here's a handoff, Grayson Smith through the line, and Seth Flowers and Bennett Herman there to stop him for a very limited gain there, as looks like they'll give him about 3 yards there on the play. And it brings up third down and about 12 here for the Azle Christian Crusaders.
Looks like they've really done a better job of kind of stopping those plays. They've had blitzers, but they've also had some other guys kind of come up the middle and be able to pressure the ball and just let them slip through a big hole. And so I think that they've done a really good job of kind of slowing down this run game right here.
Indeed, here's just Grayson Smith and Jake. As you say that, they bust off a big one. And Grayson Smith trying to get out of that tackle, he does. And that was a big run play there. Osprey just cut back across the field. That's a lot of what he did against the Knights earlier in the year in our first game. But still, I mean, even without that play, I mean, a lot of short runs. And Knights been able to bottle up Grayson Smith a lot in this one too. Very, very dynamic player for him. And really, that was his first big super gain of the game, and he had a lot.
Right when I said it too.
Yeah, he had a lot more right in the game earlier this year, though. So Knights defense has definitely improved since then. Here's Durham, hands it off. Gage Anderson up the middle. He's got a good 7 or 8 yard gain there on the fullback dive play, as he's tackled inside the 20. They'll mark it at about the 18, so we'll give him a 7-yard gain on the play with 7:35 and picking on down here in the third quarter. Knights defense trying to dig in and get a stop. Leading by 23. Knights wearing white helmets with the blue jerseys and white pants. It is Azle Christian wearing black helmets with white tops and white pants. Handoff up the middle. Gage Anderson stopped there after maybe a yard. Seth Flowers with the tackle. And it brings up third down. And about, we'll say 7 here. He gains about a yard here in this one. So 42-19 is the score, as the Knights have the 23-point lead here in this football game. Third down short. It is handoff up the middle. Grayson Smith and the Knights defense able to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Seth Flowers in there on stop. And it brings up a pretty critical fourth down here for Azle Christian, as they are trying to keep cutting into this lead, keep grinding, and trying to ultimately come back. But Knights have a comfortable lead right now. Defense trying to give it back to the offense with about 6 minutes to play, and a good lead they'll try to extend it. Here we go, fourth down. Fourth down, about 7. You got to think we'll see a pass here, but you never know. They've run it also in this one. Play action. Here's Durham, fires, pass complete. Gage Anderson with the catch. Oh, ball came out at the end of the play, but out of bounds. And it's good for a first down for Azle Christian. So first down there as they're inside the 5 now. Looks like down to about the 3-yard line, and that is where they will have the football with first and goal.
Yeah, Azle just keeps slipping in those little fourth down conversions and those big explosive plays are keeping them alive. I think you're going to see it's going to be tough to put them out, and so I think Azle's going to keep hanging on through the rest of this game.
Yeah, this is kind of what they did earlier in the year. Knights were pretty clearly the better team, but ultimately Azle just hung around. Here's a handoff, and it's Gage Anderson with the touchdown here for the Azle Christian Crusaders, and that bumps the lead. It is now 42-25 now following the touchdown run for Gage Anderson and the Azle Christian Crusaders. Once again, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties throughout the broadcast. Not a whole lot we do about that. Tried several different internet sources, but ultimately just not able to really eliminate the buffering, and we do apologize for any buffering that comes across. Here's the one-point attempt. Durham slings it, nearly picked off Moses Barley on coverage there of Grayson Smith, and the pass is incomplete. So with 5:47 to play here, we will let's take a look at some of the rankings here. I mentioned these earlier ball game, but Valor ranked 24th according to Max Reps in Texas, 34th according to Six-Man Football in Texas, Azle Christian 61st and 76th in Texas by both of those rankings respectively. So Knights have the upper hand here, and it was interesting, Jake. You look at sixmanfootball.com; they've got some spreads on there. A lot of them are 45s. For especially this season, Knights been favored by 45 a lot, but in this one favored by 37 according to sixmanfootball.com. So not sixmanfootball.com thinks that this game will end up playing out the full 4 quarters, and the Knights will win by about 37. So right now it's a 42-25 lead, and it's not quite there yet for the Knights as they have the lead, but it is a 17-point lead rather than a 37-point lead. So 70-point lead for Valor as they get set to receive the football following the switch kick. Here's James. He'll return it. Dashes through the line. Gets blocked. Near side trying to keep going. Now breaks another tackle before he goes to the ground, but a solid return there up to the 25-yard line. And the Knights only need 25 yards to score a touchdown here in the third quarter. Clock's still running. Assume they're going to stop that. Yep, there they do. So 5:28 to go. Here is, and that is the score. 5:28 rather is on the clock after Thanksgiving break. Not doing a great job today, but 42-25 is the score. Valor holds the lead.
I think last offensive possession there was just a couple drops and little things that slowed down that drive and kept them from any kind of conversion. But I think we're going to see some explosive plays here from Barry. Looks like he's going to throw it. He's got all the time in the world.
He does. Come back to James, and it's complete. Nice one-handed grab there by James, but they may lose yardage. We'll see where they spot the football. Yeah, looks like they'll give him a loss of a yard there. Bear had a lot of time, but credit the Azle Christian defense there for clamping up downfield, able to really eliminate all of Bear's deep opportunities and force them to come back short. Aiden is the center. He's going to set to snap, and here on 2nd and 16. Now comes play action to Duke. Now pass comes to Duke. Duke gets a block. Now tries to cut up field, and he steps out of bounds and is brought down by Jackson Durham there. A solid gain on 2nd down, but that will bring up 3rd down here with 4.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Football right at the 15-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 here coming up for the Valor Knights. Bear drops back, wants to throw, pumps. Now evades a sack, throws for the end zone. Picked off. Number 8, Gage Anderson with the pick, as he will return it as well. Lowers the shoulder. Bear able to make the tackle there at the 20-yard line. But Azle Christian showing some fight here as they pick off that ball in the end zone, and they trail by 17. But man, 17 not a lead for the Knights, and now with Azle Christian getting it back, a chance to really cut into this lead. And I really don't see a whole lot of turnovers from this Knights offense, but they haven't been at their sharpest today so far. But Bear does throw a pick there with a 42-25 lead. 4:19 to play in the third quarter. Still a lot of time for Azle Christian to come back, and that is what they will try to do here on this play. Pitch back. It is Grayson Smith. Gives Bennett a stiff one, and Bennett still makes the tackle. Good tackle there in the backfield by Bennett as he and Grayson Smith both spinning around, trying to shake the other, but ultimately Bennett able to bring him down. He wins that battle. And bring up 2nd down and 15 following the no gain on run.
Valor's just had a tough time keeping them in one spot. Just when you think they got them, they're able to slip through and get that conversion. So I think Valor's going to have a really tough time tonight. They really have to keep that offense going so they can keep a lead. Otherwise, Azle just going to catch them.
Yep, here's Jackson Durham. Floats it up and picked off. Connor McFarling gets the pick there. And just like that, after the turnover for the Knights, they force a turnover as well. It's just kind of a just throw it up there ball from Jackson Durham. And Connor dove under it and picked it. A great play there. So, Jake, we see a Bears interception traded with that interception, and it really feels like there was a window there for Azle Christian maybe cutting this lead, cut it to potentially 10, but now the Knights get it back and could advance the lead up past 20. And so, man, I mean, that was an opportunity that the Knights kind of avoided.
And that time's going to give him some momentum, so hopefully on offense they're going to have some good plays. Looks like Connor's open.
Oh! Incomplete. Nearly a one-handed grab there in the end zone. That would have been a highlight reel play if he'd been able to haul in, but ultimately passes incomplete, and we will see if the Knights can keep adding on here. Overcast skies here in Hico, Texas, about 60 degrees outside with some gusty winds, and Knights have come out to play, and Azle Christian has too, as they're not going away here in this one. We'll see if the Knights take another shot. Second down and 15. Bear fires Duke. He makes the catch. Jackson Durham trying to pull out the football there, but Duke hangs on to it, and very limited gain there. Brings up third down, about 14, as it looks like that is where they will spot the football. So they spot the football at the 27-yard line. Knights need to get it inside the 15 for the first down. Here we go, third down. James motions across the formation. Bear takes a snap, flag on the play. Looks like maybe offsides. Oh, and a wide open Matthew Slappy over the back middle of the field there for the touchdown, as we'll see what the flag is here. On the offense, looks like maybe an illegal block of sorts. So it does bring the touchdown back. So Matthews' touchdown negated there as he was wide open in the end zone. But the score will remain at 42-25. And the Knights will remain on offense, but the ball will be backed up. It looks like about 10 yards. So a 10-yard penalty there brings up third down once again. This looks like third down and about 20 coming up here for Valor. Once again, want to apologize for buffering that is happening here today, but circumstances outside of our control, unfortunately. Here's Duke on the pass. Tries to shake a tackler, but is pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and that brings up fourth down here, Jake. Fourth down. Knights haven't hit a lot of fourth downs so far here. A fourth down long. Do you think we see a shot at the end zone or just something over the middle?
I think you might. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I think they've had a couple shots at the end zone in just this drive. But he might want to play a little bit safer, kind of in the middle. I think we've seen a lot of those little short passes and them trying to run it up. So not necessarily a run, but pretty much a rush play, just out of sideline. So I think that might be an option that you see there. If any of the wide receivers aren't open.
Yep. Here we go. Bear drops back. He's going to throw. Has all day to throw. Now he's going to go deep. It is Duke in the end zone. And a toe tap is a touchdown. So a nice play there downfield as Bear connects deep down the field to Duke for the touchdown. Duke's second touchdown of the game. He's got a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown here in this one as Bear is up to 6 passing touchdowns now on the afternoon. And a really good afternoon here for the offense here in this one. And add more with the touchdown. So 48-25 is the score as Matthew Slappy gets set to try and add more with his kick. High snap, and James is just going to drop back and try to throw. He does to Duke, and this will get 1 point. So they convert. They get 1 point off of the high snap. James just took it and then just lobbed it to Duke there, who slipped out of the play, and then ultimately the Knights get a touchdown there. So they do get the touchdown. They only get 1 point after, however, and the score is 49-25 now. Here's Knights will get set to kick it off. Bear with his 6 passing touchdowns today is now up to 78 on the year. It's a really nice season for Bear, passing touchdown-wise, and he is over 4,000 passing yards. Over 4,000 passing yards now this year with today's game. So congratulations to Bear. He's had a really nice season here, senior year, and he's done a really good job quarterbacking this Knights offense and helping them. They're trying to win state, and they are on the brink of it as they are winning here in the semifinals contest here this afternoon. Once again, the score 49-25 as the Knights add 7 more.
Just when the sun was coming, it looks like he's leaving us now.
Yep, sun peeked out for a little bit during halftime, but then has left and has retreated behind the clouds once again. Here's the kickoff fielded by Azle Christian, and they take knee with it, so they will take over first down and 15 upcoming here from their own 30-yard line. So they need about 50 yards for a touchdown, 2:25 on the clock. Third quarter here as we play here in Hico, Texas. Azle Christian's offensive unit has had Jackson Durham at the helm for a lot of it. Nemo Crowell started the year as the starting quarterback, started against the Knights there in that contest, and Azle Grayson Smith with a big run, turns on the Jets and is out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. So big gain there for Grayson Smith on the ground, moves the chains for Azle Christian, but Nemo Crowell was the starter earlier in the year, but then ultimately was knocked out of the game against the Knights. Duke with a hard block, and Crowell did not return in that ball game. But he has continued to play for the rest of the season. So, but it just does not look like as much in a quarterbacking role here as Jackson Durham is taking over here this afternoon as the main quarterback. Here's a pitch. Grayson Smith with the carry. Bennett trying to line up to make the tackle. Seth misses as he cuts back, and James Hoagland makes a nice tackle to limit Grayson Smith to about 5-yard gain there, and it brings up second down and about 10. It looks like second down and about 11 following the run. Cloudy skies as the lights are on here in Hico, Texas, here at this six-man field. Very old stadium, built in parts of it constructed in the late 1930s, early 1940s. Cool to see the stone around the venue, and it's a really cool setting here for some playoff football. Here's handoff for Gage Anderson up the middle.
Took a while to call that dead.
Yeah, it was a big pile up the middle, and then ultimately they do whistle it dead about 3 yards shy of the marker as the Knights will sub out here. Gannon Smith to the sideline, and they'll bring in an extra reinforcement, Aiden Murray, on that D line. Under a minute to go now here in the third quarter. As the handoff up the middle, Anderson trying to get there. He is short of the touchdown, but he does get the first down, however. So he does get the first down there on third down. And looks like Matthew Slappy will sub in here for Duke, and also see Moses Parley sub in for Bennett. So Coach Bird keeping his players fresh, here in this one, and it'll be first down and goal. First down and about 2 yards for the end zone for Azle Christian. Handoff up the middle, lunging for that is Grayson Smith, and he has a touchdown for Azle Christian. So Smith up the middle for 6, and that will add on to this 25 points that Azle Christian has so far. It's now 49-31. Knights see their lead rather. Wow, their lead trimmed to 18 now, and we'll see if Azle Christian can convert on the 1-point opportunity here following the touchdown.
Valor just seems to not be able to stop that run play. Even when they just need a quick burst up the middle, they've just been unable to keep that guy from going anywhere. And those, I believe it was number 0, Grayson Smith just is able to turn on those jets and get down the field. So you give him any breathing room, he can just be gone.
Yep, Gage Anderson up the middle here, though, and he is stopped. So no gain on the 1-point conversion attempt, and it is 49-31 now. 49-31 as the Knights have the 18-point advantage here with 44 seconds to play in the third quarter. I want to say thank you for joining us here on this Friday afternoon. Instead of a night game, it's a Friday afternoon here in this one. 3 o'clock kickoff time as we approach 5 o'clock now. Do apologize for the buffering throughout this contest. The internet has not been super kind to us, but we're on the air now, and we do apologize for that. But hopefully you can hear some of it, and we do thank you for tuning in here and making us your listen. Azle Christian to kick it off. They trail by 18 here as we approach the fourth quarter. Play Jake, not a whole lot of games this season that have really gone to the fourth quarter. This Knights team, they 45 a lot of opponents in the first, second, and third quarters, and so we'll see if this game does here in the fourth, as we are just about there. But James Hogan trying to return it for then, as he's tackled at midfield, 38 seconds to go, and a solid return there up to midfield, 40-yard line, and it'll be first down at 15 here upcoming for Azle Christian. First down and 15 as the Knights offense tries to keep pushing here in this contest, semifinal contest that taps to a DIII Playoffs, and the Knights trying to keep it going as they are pushing for a state championship, and it looks like they are well on their way right now. Here's Bear, wants to throw, motions the man deep. It's Duke now, ball down the sideline and over his head, and looks like out of bounds as Duke trying to go deep there, and Bear just missed him on the pass, but it is incomplete and falls to the grass. And brings up second down and 15. So coming into this contest, Connor and James both upwards of 900 receiving yards coming into this contest. They've been go year. Bennett upwards of 800, and Duke as well upwards of 800. So the Knights offense has been really humming this year. They're over 4,000 yards now. In this one, there's James.
Oh, he hangs on to it.
Hit him in the hands, and he saves a catch. So catch. Yeah, for the Knights, it was a deep throw. James had a step on his defender. Really good ball placement from there down the sideline. But it looked like James bobbled it off his fingers initially, and he was able to haul it in once again, and is good for a catch down inside of the 5-yard line. It looks like they'll mark it at 2. Knights trying to add on more. Here's Bear. Rolls. Wants to throw to Seth. Now comes back over the middle. James. And he falls forward. Touchdown. So the Knights get the touchdown there. James Hoagland with his 5th receiving touchdown of the ball game. He had 4 early in the ball game, and adds his 5th here. 55-31 now is the lead, or is the score for the Knights as they lead here in this one. 8 seconds to play in the third quarter. So Matthew Shappy trying to add 2 before the third quarter comes to a close. And cloudy skies here in Hico, Texas. No rain yet. Rain forecasted for later in the night, but hopefully you're able to avoid the rain here today. Matthew's kick is good, so the kick is up and good. He's now 4 of 7 on the day, so he has added 8 points by himself with his leg. And the score now is 57-31. So 57-31, the Valor Knights hold the lead over the Azle Christian Crusaders. I want to say thanks for being even throughout the buffering here in this one. Jake McCormick, Ben Brown with you live. Here from Hico, Texas, and the internet's been in and out, but hopefully the Knights are still able to push on. They are in the semifinal contest here tonight, and they're looking to push for a state championship next week. That game will be Thursday at 3 o'clock, I believe, is the time for the state championship game. But hopefully you can make it out there. We will not be able to broadcast it due to TAP's copyright rules. We will not be able to broadcast it, so they will have the broadcast via subscription service. You can find that on TAP's website if you want to watch or listen to the game. But we will not be live, and so I encourage you to make your way out to Waco ISD Stadium and come cheer on the Knights. Plenty of stands there, plenty of seats, and so I hope to see you out there cheering on the Knights on Thursday in their endeavor for a state championship. Here we go. Azle Christian on offense. Jackson Durham under center. Hands off. Grayson Smith through the line. Breaks one tackle. Now is trying to break another, but is tackled about a yard shy of the line to gain, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, our score 57-31, 60, or rather not a 60-point lead. 57-31 is a 26-point lead for the Valor Knights as we head to break. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back with the fourth quarter when we return. Don't go anywhere. This is Valor Football. Fourth quarter football here, just about to begin here in the semifinals of the TAPS 2A D3 playoffs here on this Friday afternoon. Here's Jackson Durham, harassed to the backfield, and he is going to be sacked by Cannon Smith and Seth Flowers in there to bring him down just past midfield, backs him up. Well, actually, they'll spot him, give him a generous spot. They'll spot him at the 38-yard line. That is the Knights' 38-yard line. It is not the Azle 38-yard line. So they are still in Knights territory, as it will be at third down and about 7 upcoming here on this play. So a sack for the Knights pushes them back as Valor leads by 26 points here in this endeavor. 6-man football had them favored by 37 coming into this game, and there's actually a very real chance we could end up at that number. Here's a pitch. Grayson Smith gets it. Oh, now he's going to throw a triple A. It's caught by Gavin Montez. First down for Azle Christian. So that's that run that they've been running a lot. That pitch to Grayson Smith there, and then Smith just threw it downfield there. Nice trick play there for Azle Christian. Moves to 6.
Looked like he might have been in front of the line. I don't know. They won't call it now, but
yeah, very close to the line of scrimmage there. But you got to think if Azle Christian's going to find a way to come back in this one, they're going to have to pull out some more trickery. Here's a handoff up the middle. This is not trickery, just a handoff up the middle, and Grayson Smith runs forward for about 3, but just like that, already a minute and a half off the fourth quarter clock, and so that's where we sit here in this one. Knights coming in undefeated. They are looking to keep their record that way, 12-0, coming in Azle Christian at 9-2, and their season looks like it may come to an end here tonight, but a good season for them. Did not make the playoffs last year. They've really improved here this season.
Oh, fumble.
Looks like a fumble now following the handoff, but it looks like they will rule that either whistled it dead or that he was down.
Oh, he was standing.
It looks like, I'm going to guess they whistled it dead. Press box windows here don't let in a whole lot of sound, and they don't open. So we're going to guess that the play was a whistle dead there before the ball came out. But anyway, it brings up third down and about 8 yards, we'll say, from the 10-yard line. Need to get down to the 2 for a first down. Azle Christian with 7:48 to go, counting on down here in the fourth quarter. Rolls Jackson Durham out. He wants to throw it back across the field. And it was miscommunication there. Gage Anderson and Preston Dixon both thought that they were supposed to catch that football. As a result, they ran into each other, forcing the ball to fall to the ground, and brings up fourth down now. Big fourth down here upcoming, as it is about fourth down and 7 upcoming. Fourth down 7 or 8 here in this one, and a very real chance that we're looking at Azle Christian. This could be their season right here. A big play. If they're going to win this game and come back, need to keep pushing. But we will see what they are able to do here on this play. Jackson Durham under center. Fakes the handoff. Now almost sacked. Now looks like he is going to be sacked. Throws it out of there. It is they're going to say incomplete, but it does not matter. Turnover on downs there as Seth Flowers helps up Jackson Durham in the backfield. So good to see the sportsmanship there on display, but the pass falls incomplete, and that means that it will be first down and 15 going the other way for the Valor Knights, and they have 57-31. Score here so far. Lead by 26. We'll see if Coach Burgess tries to take a quick shot downfield, try and score quickly, or if he tries to just hand it off, just run some clock off, and go out of here with a dub. Here's a snap back. It's a pitch to Duke. It's a run to start the drive. Duke gains steam. Accelerates up the sideline, and he is free. No flags on the play. Duke takes it to the house. His second rushing touchdown of the ball game, and that results in another touchdown for Valor, and that will bump the score up to 63-31 now. A 32-point lead now for the Knights, and we'll see if Matthew Sappy can add 2 more here with his PAT attempt. So, Jake, I guess they did try to run the ball there, but Duke broke it big, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah. I think that was a good example of Valor getting really good blocking. I think they've had some trouble with their own run game tonight, but that was a good example of them being able to really get those blocks in and the running back to just extend out and find some speed.
Indeed. Here's James. He's the holder. Matthew's kick blocked again at the line. Man, really getting pressure in there is Azle Christian, as Matthew now 50% on the day for his kicking attempts here in this one. But the score remains 63-31 as Knights do hold the lead. So 63-31 is the score as Valor has the advantage. once again want to apologize for the buffering here in this one, as the internet something here has not been great. We've tried several different internet sources, and we've determined that it is just unfortunate with the buffering. But it's been a good year for the Knights, and we've been able to broadcast all the games so far. Enjoyed having Jake on with us for the home games, the playoff games, and we'll see next year if we can maybe add some video. We'll consider that in the off season. We'll look at how we can improve the broadcast. We will. We'll have some fun ideas come back for next year. But with a reminder, the Knights lead 63-31. We will not be broadcasting the state championship next week. TAPS has the rights to that, and they do a TV broadcast. It's through NFHS Network. It is a subscription service. I believe it's $12.99 or $13.99 a month. So if you want to watch, you can go there. Or honestly, I think it's probably cheaper to just get a ticket and come to the game. As the kickoff nearly watched by Gavin Montez, but he does recover it. So anyway, probably cheaper to just get a ticket, come out to Wicklow IC Stadium, about 15 minutes from Valor, and come support Knights in their state championship quest, if they do hold on, which looks like they will here in this one. But hopefully we'll be able to go there, and we'll support them, but we'll not be broadcasting. TAPS may also do a radio broadcast. I'm not sure about that, but for sure they do TV, but it is a subscription service, and likely you should just come to the game. Just support the Knights, cheer them on, as they will hopefully look to take home their first state title. Here's Azle Christian, a trail by at 26 as Jackson Durham nearly sacked. And now the ball's in there, and it's off. Connor with the pick as he is dragged to the ground, and that may seal it here for the Knights. As it was near sack there, Jackson Durham tried to throw it up, hit his own lineman's hands, ball popped in the air. Connor jumped up to the last pick too. Yeah, I believe that's Connor's second interception off a tipped ball today. So he's been good as receiving touchdowns. So Connor's been really good for the Knights today. And now maybe they can just focus on extending their lead to more 63-31. I said it was a 26-point lead. Rather, it's actually a 32-point lead. So check the math there. 32-point advantage for the Knights, and they're looking at 6 to 8 more here from their own 15. Here's a long for across the field. James with the catch. He's going to try and run, and he accelerates into the end zone for another touchdown. So 6 receiving touchdowns for James on the game so far, and I feel confident saying that's a single season or that single game record for him. And
absolutely.
And he's done a great job here in this one. Well on his way to being our MVP here in this one. But James with 6 receiving touchdowns. That bumps the pair up to 8 passing touchdowns total here in this one.
We're 1 score away from a mercy rule.
Yep, and with 7 minutes to go, 69-31 the score. It's a 38-point lead, rather. 38-point lead there as Matthew tries to add 2 more. So the Knights getting close to 45 as the kick is up, and it gets through this time for 2 more. So Matthew now 5 of 9 on the day as it is 71-31. That's amazing math. A 40-point lead now, and if the Knights get another stop, another score, they would be state championship bound. And so hopefully that is what they're able to do. Another idea we've had likely, hopefully after next week's state championship game, we'll try to put together a season recap tonight. Maybe get some clips in there, but we'll do a season recap, and then we'll probably post that to YouTube as well. So hopefully in a week or 2 that will be up there, and we're working on that. And you can go watch that, a little bit of a season recap for the Knights, hopefully following their first state championship next week, as that is the end goal. But do appreciate you tuning in to us here tonight, sticking through the technical issues, and hopefully we don't encounter much of those the rest of the night, but do apologize for those, and hopefully the Knights are able to win here soon. 7 minutes on the clock, 4th quarter, 71-31 the score. Valor leads by 40. They need to stop and score, and that would mean the end of this football game. It would be a mercy rule contest, and would send Valor to the state championship. Here's a quick kick. Matthew just kind of punched that in, and it goes, I think, 14 yards, as it was 1 yard shy of going the required distance, but it is out of bounds. That will be a penalty, and I believe it will spot the ball around midfield here for Azle Christian. So 71-31 is our new score. Valor has the lead. It's a 40-point advantage. 40 points to the Knights lead by here in this one, as they are very close to going to the state championship. Just need to stop and score, and that would hopefully send them onward. Defense has been a lot better today than it was initially against Azle Christian. 98-52 was the score earlier in the season. Valor won that one as well. This one has not gotten quite up there in terms of scoring. The defense has been a lot better today here in this one. Here's the pitch. Jason Smith gets the carry. Knights push him out of bounds, or force him out of bounds rather. Not quite to the 30-yard line, maybe the 32 or thereabouts. Here with 6:55 to play in the 4th quarter. So it's going to take a miracle of sorts for Azle Christian to come back, and the Knights just trying to make some sound tackles. Ultimately trying to get a stop here in this one and then score. The offense has been humming all day, and we will see what we're able to do, or what Valor's able to do throughout the rest of this one. Here's Grayson Smith, another carry. There is a flag on the field. And Jake, what do you think that is? Holding maybe?
I don't think that's a pretty good job holding. I wouldn't have seen anything dramatic. Maybe I'm sure it's some kind of holding ball. Yeah,
it looks like it is on them. Yep, looks like they signal holding. So holding is the penalty.
I'll look 'em up.
Yep. Yeah,
slight drizzle's going on outside too.
Yeah, it does look like it may be starting to rain. Yeah, there was some rain in the forecast. Thought it would hold off for the rest of the game, but it does appear there's some slight rain, and we'll check the radar. It's not super dark. It does not appear to be really any lightning in the area. Just maybe a slight drizzle here in this one. The penalty backs him up behind midfield. It's 2nd down and about 19 upcoming. Yeah, as we look at it, there's some rain there. Hopefully it's quick, and it does not end up stopping this game. Here's J.J. Anderson, gets the carry up past the line of scrimmage, and motors up to the...
Is that about where they were?
Yeah, it looks like about the original line of scrimmage. They'll mark it at the 35 is where they'll put the football. So the 35-yard line is where they'll have it. They need about 12 more for the first down, as the clock runs out inside of 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the football game. Handoff up the middle. Grayson Smith with a run, and Duke brings him back out of bounds.
Elo pushes, just going to push him back just enough yards, like that's a 4th down.
Yep, we'll see where they spot it, and they do spot him back where he was pushed out. So at the 30-yard line here, 4th down and 5, and Knights trying to stop here, very close to getting a stop, and then
picking up now.
Yeah, it does appear to be raining a bit more now, as you can see some of the fans on the far side putting some blankets over their heads, and some people leaving a little early here, as now it got whistles and timeout. Azle Christian. So some rain coming down here in Hico, Texas, as the Knights just try to finish this ball game. As Coach Choi now on the sidelines putting some of the balls inside bags, inside some towels, and blankets being put on people's heads. So yeah, definitely starting to rain a bit more. We got the side window here. You can see some more rain there as well, but definitely starting to rain more here in this one. And so. Man, we'll see how that affects it. It's a grass field, so hopefully it doesn't get super muddy. But yeah, you can see it now, pouring a lot more now here right now onto this football field. Like I said, if there's a little bit of lightning in the area, it would be very little. We'll just look at the radar, and we will see if there ultimately is any. But right now, it looks like just pretty hard rain there. And you can see some fans huddling under the concession stand now. Actually, a lot of them down there. See the Valor fans starting to put some stuff over their heads here in this one, as it is raining quite a bit now. But here we go, 4th down and 5. It's a handoff. It's Gabe Anderson pushing in. He's short of the marker. So that's a 4th down. Turnover on down for Azle Christian. And the Valor Knights very close to sending themselves onto the state championship. Just need a score here, and that would push them over the 45-point mercy rule. So we'll see if Coach Bird, oh my goodness, if Coach Bird tries to get a quick score here in this one, if he has to run the clock. This back will just try to end this one pretty quickly, as especially with the rain starting to pick up. Looks like people may be leaving it early anyways here in this ball game.
They can hold on to it with all the rain.
Yeah, it's going to get slippery. Here's Bear, especially passing. Oh, God, man. Duke down the field. Has to come back for the catch. Grayson Smith trying to tackle. And they will whistle it dead. Actually, he never brought Duke to the ground. But they did whistle play dead. So big gain there for Duke, as the sheets of rain just continue to drizzle the field here. But the Knights are inside the red zone now and just need a touchdown to score. Knights sideline starting to jump up and down, trying to hype up the starting unit out there. Here's James with the pass, makes a filthy cut to the other side of the field, still going, but end zone, touchdown, and the Valor Knights will have sent themselves on to the state championship game here in their second season as a varsity program. The Valor Knights are state championship bound. The semifinal winners are your Valor Knights, and Jake, really gritty performance here, rain at the end, some chilly conditions, but really credit to the Knights here in this one. Was there anything in particular that stuck out to you?
I think James had so many touchdown passes. I think he was a really big target today. I think Valor did a really good job of, even though they didn't really stop that run play, they did a good job of slowing it down, stopping those plays from, I believe it was Smith, and just limiting him to maybe a 5 or 2.5 yard carry every time, and same for the other running backs. I think there was a great effort by Azle, really able to stick with him. It's not a close score, but compared to the other scores this season, they've done a really good job of hanging with the Knights. They've just been great all game, and just been a thorn in the side.
Indeed. So 77-31 is the final. The Valor Knights win, and they are headed to the state championship next week. I believe it's either Thursday or Friday. It actually is Thursday, I believe. I believe it's Thursday at 3 p.m. at Waco ISD Stadium. It's in Waco, so I invite you to come out and cheer on the Knights. They're in the state championship game as well. We'll give the MVP to James here in this one. 6 receiving touchdowns, as Jake mentioned. He did a really nice job for the Knights here today, and we give him the MVP here in this one. For the Knights. That will wrap things up for our final broadcast of the year. Once again, we'll not be broadcasting next week due to the TAP's copyright rules, so do it as you come out and see the Knights in person, as they'll take on either Hook Christian or Brazosport Christian. That game is later tonight at 7 p.m. Well, thank you for sitting through all the technical difficulties here this evening. Thanks to Stephen Bird and Coach Bird and the rest of the coaches for helping support us throughout the season. I want to say thanks to all listeners here in the second season. Thanks to Derek Smith and Colin Witt for helping with their expertise throughout the year. And ultimately, also want to say thanks to my parents and Jake's parents back home listening as well for their support of us as well. Also, thank Jake here for joining the broadcast this year. We hope to have him on some next year. But Jake, any last words as we wrap up here?
I think it's a really great season. This is a really strong showing from the Knights. Coming off a good first season last year, but this year they've just been dominant with teams they've been playing. Lots of mercy rules. Undefeated record stands out a lot, and going to the state championship in only your second year playing. So I think that's making the Valor team stick out a lot. I think it'll be interesting to see how they go next year, losing some seniors, but also gaining some freshmen. I think we're going up to 3A next year as well.
We are.
See how the program goes from there, see how they've really been able to develop and how they'll be able to keep improving next year.
Yep, Jake makes a good clarification there. 3A next year for the Knights, so it'll be a step up in competition, but I'm sure they are more than ready for it. Well, that'll do it for this semifinal contest. Once again, final score 77-31. Valor wins and advances on to the state championship next week at Waco ISD Stadium. After thanking everyone, thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks to everyone who supported us this year. Thanks for all